Hi everyone, my name is Heather, and you guys probably know me as Audrey and Kate's mom, and I wanted to just kind of give you guys an update on what's going on here with us, especially with the kind of big news lately about the FTC and COPPA. And a lot of people, of course, on YouTube are very worried about this. A lot of creators are talking about it. And there's some really great, very informative videos out there that discuss, in detail better exactly what all of COPPA is and stuff. But the logistics of it all is that the FTC had a rule in place from way back in, I think, 2012 or something it was, or 13, where they said that, gathering information from minors without their parental consent was illegal, and this part of a process to try to protect minors on the internet. Sadly, pretty much nobody really cared or did anything about it, and it was basically ignored for the past few years until it was kind of brought to the attention of people that big platforms like YouTube were using the chance to have Google's ads run and gather the information about the person watching, what kind of viewing habits they have, those kinds of things, without actually asking for their permission, and realizing that a lot of these people that were watching were minors and under 13. So you guys probably saw in the news, how the FTC sued Google and YouTube and got like 170, I don't know, it was a million? I think $170 million. So that's like a sneeze to them, so they don't care. But it did make YouTube start rolling forward their new process of trying to determine if what videos you make have child-directed content. That's sort of the key phrase. So lots of creators have been going crazy trying to figure out what this means for them. YouTube is rolling out tons of emails harassing you, telling you, have you figured out if your videos are child-related or child-directed, I should say. All of this kind of barrage of information coming to creators. Getting, there's a big bar at the top of your screen that tells you that you need to decide now what kind of videos you have, so that people can make sure that they've done what they need to do. YouTube's trying to cover their butts by telling everybody, hey, you guys, figure out what you are, get it taken care of before next year, because that's when the FTC can come out and put any fines that they want on you because you're not following the rules. They do say in their data that the max fee, I think, per violation is like $40,000. So obviously nobody wants to be fined that. I don't want to be fined $5 if I can help it. So, but yeah, so we're all just trying to figure out, well, what does that even do? Because everything is watched by kids, right? I mean, that's what YouTube is. Kids watch it. I mean, even stuff they shouldn't be watching, they watch. So it's kind of a little difficult. So they kind of try to, lay out a little list of things to help you guide yourself through to see, well, does this apply to me? And, the general rule is obviously if you're a kids channel, if your whole point is to teach kids the ABCs and to, how to color and what different, how to add, basic addition, you got, those people are clearly, with their content was clearly with kids in mind, directed towards children, so they're obviously in trouble. And then, other things, anything that has anything to do with a child's character, or is a famous person who children like, that kind of stuff can be targeted. You can also get targeted because your content is something that looks cute. has a cutesy, easy to understand vibe. That could come across that way. So certainly things like English as a second language programs, which are directed more towards older people learning English as a second language, but because of the elementary level of the language being taught, it can be targeted as being for kids. Sadly, anything craft related, like my origami videos, are all bad. That kind of stuff, anything where you're teaching people how to do something creative, sewing, crafting, bullet journaling, any of those kinds of things where we used to see people, say, oh, well, I'm doing this mostly for those, moms who might be interested in this kind of activity. We have to know that there are a lot of kids who watch those creative channels too, which is great. I mean, that was always one of the really great things, knowing that there were, younger people maybe watching with their mom and dad and getting interested in a certain craft because of the great, amazing videos that were available on YouTube. And so, and then certainly, you think, oh, higher end, like, people who restore Blythe dolls, for example. Blythe dolls are incredibly expensive. You wouldn't think normally that a kid could afford that, but it doesn't matter. They're interested, and so they're going to watch. So even though you might feel like, well, my content, I'm dealing with really expensive tools, or I'm dealing with, really rare, Star Wars figures or something like that, you figure, oh, I'm totally, my marketing audience here is clearly adults. That doesn't matter, because it's a brand and items that kids are also interested in. They are possibly going to be watching it. So what does it mean that you're in trouble? Well, what it means is that you can't get ad revenue on your videos. And the particular kind of ad that you can't run are the kinds that are personalized, where they take the data from you as a user and try to assess what kind of ads you would best be benefiting from. Now, there's another kind of ad called a contextualized ad, and that is an ad that is just based on what you're watching right now. So if you're watching a video about Barbie, you probably want to watch another thing about Barbie. It doesn't go into anything deeper than that, and that's okay. But if you break it down, it's like 90, almost up to 90%, of the video generated ad revenue that people get is from the personalized ads. So basically, anyone who runs any craft channels or anything like that, any revenue that they're getting from ads is going to be cut 90% starting in January. For, most of us, when we started out on YouTube, when I first started, a long time ago, when I first started origami videos, everyone laughed at me. Oh, no one's going to watch. Who cares? Who wants to learn origami? That's stupid, And then, in the beginning, I was just happy that people were watching. And then I was happy in the beginning that I had enough views on one video to be marked as a partner for YouTube and to get the opportunity to make money. I mean, that was amazing. And then to say, oh my gosh, this month I made $10 on my video. That's so cool. I mean, it was a really great feeling, So, and I still made videos because it was fun and I liked getting to know people, and, I had an audience that I was slowly building. And so the money was like zero quality, thing in my mind of why I was doing stuff. But then, I hit a point where I was making significant money from what I was doing. And thankfully that, I say thankfully, but luckily, I mean, my viewership was dropped on my videos so that I'm not going to feel a huge shock when I lose all my money to the ads. I look at some of the other people who are running stuff, and if I'd been in the same place 3 or 4 years ago, I'd have been devastated to have all that revenue gone. And I don't want to say that no one's going to make anything anymore, because they might still do stuff, but certainly the amount of videos that people post will drop significantly, and the ability to just do things more creatively with better equipment, with fancier things, with new ideas, trying, location shots, trying to, showcase something that was kind of expensive that maybe you wouldn't normally have bought to showcase, and you think, well, I'll get the money back from ads over time, so maybe it's okay, I could invest in this. A lot of people won't be able to do that anymore. And then there's a lot of people who just, that was their life. This is their job, their full-time job. And to get a 90% cut in pay, wow, that's a lot of money to lose. So, for the people out there who have made an amazing living doing all these great videos, and I know a lot of them in my community from origami and crafting and things, and I can't even imagine what those people are thinking right now, because not everyone is like PewDiePie, who has other, revenue coming to him crazy from other locations and stuff that he probably doesn't even, I mean, yeah, it'd be a shock if he lost all his 90% of his revenue of ads, but he's got all his other side deals going on. It's not, he will still have money. But for the people who were just like, wow, YouTube's a job. I could do this. This is fun, they're going to lose their work. So, and anyone else, I think it's kind of like, well, how do you choose what to do? I personally, I would want to risk not taking my videos and labeling them as possibly child-directed content, because you don't want to get a fine, and because that could bankrupt a lot of people if you don't look out for that. So I'll be curious to see what actually goes down. Lots of content creators are pretty upset, of course, and they're trying really hard to tell everyone and trying to get the FTC to understand what dumbness they're doing by putting this forward, because it's just really stupid. They should just say it's in the parents' control to decide that when they give an iPad to a kid that they are giving them permission to have their data gathered, because everyone is an intelligent user of YouTube, at least you'd think a little bit, but I don't know. It's kind of confusing. And it's not just YouTube, you guys. It is any place on the internet where you where you use ads. So anyone who has their own private site, and like I have my own private site where I have my downloadables for origami, and I have AdSense connected to that site, I have to change and say that I can only allow contextualized ads and not personalized ads, because they could come after me there. It's not just a YouTube thing. So going to another user platform won't solve anything. Going to another video sharing place won't solve anything. You know, this is a problem for people who make apps and, you know, their target audience is children. Anything like that, any websites, anything in the internet world, they're getting targeted for this. So it's not really like, oh, well, maybe I'll just stop YouTube, but I'll put all my videos on my home channel. No, on my home page, you can't do that. That's still gonna be illegal if you try to generate ad revenue from those views, because you're not supposed to benefit from children watching your videos by getting ads placed on them. So I don't know what people are gonna do. It's kind of crazy. So, so basically, if you ever watched my Happy Puppy Truffles channel and the occasional, videos I've been putting up of origami, I'm not going to say that I'm never going to do that anymore, but, and my amount of what I've put in there has certainly decreased a lot. So I don't think I'll probably stop. I have a few long-running projects where I was like just doing the sound-only recordings of all the traditional origamis. I'll probably finish that, but, I won't be able to gain any revenue from it, of course, because of the new law. And then, so I'm taking like the videos that I've been doing, talking about Audrey and Kate, and we're moving them all over to Audrey and Kate's channel. Just because then it'll be easier for you guys to see, because if you don't know about my channel of Happy Puppy Truffles, then hopefully now I can give you guys updates, weekly blogs, and talk to you guys about what's going on. We can possibly get, the revenue from these videos because it's me that's talking to you guys about the girls. But we're a little wary because one of the rules in this whole thing says that if you have children in your videos, that they appeal to children. So Audrey and Kate's videos, we're ecstatic when kids are watching their videos and that they enjoy watching their journey and getting excited about music too. I mean, that's like the prize right there, right? That some kid has seen that and gets excited about it too. But we know that's not our main audience at all. There's like, if you look at the statistics, there's like 0 kids that ever watch. But I think, YouTube's going to look at it, even though we might be playing songs that are very clearly for adults, they will still say, well, you have Audrey and Kate, who are both, Audrey's underage and Kate is under 13. So when you have a kid like that in your video, your videos are automatically for children. So to avoid any worry, we're going to have to, turn off all of ours too. But we weren't making that much, really, to tell you guys the truth. We don't make that much money from that because the majority of our videos are, song covers. And as you guys may or may not know, all music, song videos, all of that revenue goes to the owner of the song. So even though we get millions and millions of views for like the Slayer video, all of that money goes to Slayer. We don't get any of it. Like zero. There's like 3 songs in the whole library that we've ever put up where they share the revenue. Like just 3. I mean, I'm not like lying. I'm telling you the truth that there's like 3 songs. So those we get a little bit, but not much. It's pretty laughable, really. So the other things Kate Sensei, when they review snacks, those kinds of things. That's clearly arguable that children are the target audience of that. Maybe kids aren't watching it, but they could be excited to watch it. So those will have to turn off the main earning ads and only take the 10% ads, that you get with the contextualized ads. So, that part is going to be a little cut. But like I said, we don't make a lot from that, so it's not going to be a huge shock. The other thing that comes through this whole thing of is it for kids is that comments are getting turned off for all those videos, which you guys are all familiar with because they already turned them off for us a long time ago. So that's not going to hurt. But for my channel of Happy Puppy Truffles, all of that content, you know, being able to communicate with comments will be over. So that was just another reason why we're like, oh, let's just, you know, put it back over here and see what happens. So I'll be curious to see if I run all of these videos of my vlogs on Audrey and Kate's channel, if they allow comments, because it's just my face and I don't look like a kid because I got gray hair. So we'll see what happens. But so that's one thing. You don't get alerts about new video postings from users who have kid directed content. You won't be recommended their channels. It's all just a huge jab to stop you from getting, you know, not just money, but even just working with your community, keeping in touch with people. All of that's getting taken away from these people just because they make content that's supposed to be for kids. It's kind of stupid. So I don't know what's going to happen. I'm going to leave some links in the bottom if you guys want to let the FTC know what you think about them. You can. They have a nice open place there where you can leave comments. So, and I think there's a petition too to sign to ask them to reconsider what they're doing. I'll see if I can find that for you guys and include it. But you know, it's just one of those things that's going on right now. But it might be kind of good to remember about, you know, other people too who are really going to be hit by this new law. It's just kind of sad. So I really don't know what's going to happen. YouTube is going to go through this massive switch, and maybe they'll get to what they always should have been in the beginning, which is, you know, an 18 and over only place. But, you know, I don't know. You will have to see. Twitch and places, other gaming community places like that, they have the rule that you can't be, you know, you have to be over 13 to be able to be on those videos. But, you know, I don't know what will happen. So it'll be interesting to see. And I'm curious to see what happens to all those big guys, you know, Dan, TDM, PewDiePie, all of these other ones too. Like, are they going to stop? Are they going to give up? Are they going to just post a video once a week? I don't know, you know, it'll be interesting to see what they do. And do they actually have comments turned off, you know? You always wonder about that, you know? Oh, it's like no one will touch PewDiePie. He's too awesome. So even though there's all these rules that we all have to suffer with, he doesn't have to do anything. So maybe we'll see. Maybe things will actually change for him too. We'll have to see, because he certainly should. Kids like go crazy watching his stuff. So, you know, it'll be interesting to see what happens. And I feel bad for like Kate, because a lot of the content she really enjoys, and Audrey too, the content that they enjoy by the creators and stuff, that might just completely stop existing because the people don't find the drive to make content when they can't make money from it. Because doing YouTube and posting is a job, you know, and it takes up a lot of time, and not getting any revenue for it makes it really hard to say, I'm just going to do this for free. You know, that's a tough call. So we'll have to see what happens. And it is a global thing, because the FTC looks at it like there is a possibility that any kid from America could watch your video, because videos are posted to the world. They are enforcing it, you know, globally too. So we'll have to see what that means for people here too, because, you know, we have tons of new, young, flourishing YouTubers who do great, fun content that might have to stop too. So we'll have to see. But I feel like I've talked for a long time, but I usually do, right? You guys can leave comments. No, there's no comments anymore, maybe. I don't know. I forget I'm posting this video for Audrey's 123 Talks channel instead of my Happy Puppy Truffles channel. So I'll be moving all my Audrey and Kate related most recent vlogs will be up now on Audrey 123 Talks, and I'll be posting more videos there to try to give you guys updates of what's going on here. So yeah, that's what we'll be doing. So thanks you guys for all your support and everything, as always. And if you're in America, I hope you all have a wonderful Thanksgiving, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.